Hey everybody, how's it going? It's been a while since I've done a food video, so I thought I'd do something kind of simple and fun. I have a couple pictures up at the beginning of my video. That'll show the beginning of the process, but I forgot to get them on video yesterday. So what I'm doing today is I'm smoking some beef jerky. So what I'll show you right now is a big Ziploc bag, and it's full of jerky and the marinade. And the marinade is essentially some coffee that's cooled down, brown sugar, ketchup, soy sauce, garlic, ginger, and maybe a couple other things in there that I'm not remembering right now. But I'll also list that in my video when I get uploaded onto my site. So yeah, I started out with about a 3 or 4 pound outside round roast. Those work really good. Eye of round works really good. And one thing I always do is I will usually freeze the roast for an hour to 2 hours, which makes it a lot easier with a good sharp knife to slice it nice and thin. And I had this marinating, and then I cut it into big sectional slices, and then cut it into individual strips. They're about a 1/4 inch thick and a couple of inches long, depending on the size of your roast. Mix up the marinade cold, and then put the meat slices in the bag for overnight. The next step I'm going to do So the next step I did after you saw me with the bag of jerky is I took all the individual slices, and you could see how I had like that cooling tray or that oven wire rack that I'll often use to rest cookies on and stuff like that. And I'll lay the strips out, making sure to leave space in between every strip, because what you want to get is, well, the smoke flowing through and onto every piece, and then every bit of air flowing around all the pieces, just to help dry them all out evenly. And again, that size of, I don't know what the size of the cooling rack is, but it was pretty much enough for the near 4 pound roast that I had. And then I put that rack on top of the rack that's already in the smoker. You can put the jerky pieces right on top of that, but keeping the smoker clean helps it run so much more efficiently. So I like to raise it off of the actual smoker's grill grate itself. And then I've got, my model of smoker has a drip tray underneath that I keep with overlapping pieces of foil to keep it clean. And then everything just, there's not a lot of fat or stuff to drain off the jerky, but it just keeps everything running into the drip bucket at the side of it. And so that I used a combination of hickory and oak, which gave a really good smoke flavor and not too powerful. I think one of the other ingredients that I failed to mention was teriyaki sauce. I don't know, about a 1/4 cup. And you can mix with those flavors depending on how strong you like it. And the smoker is ideal. You can do dehydrator and the oven as well, keeping it at about the same temperature in anywhere between that 170 to 180. I find with the oven, if you do it at 170, it takes a lot longer. But the amount of time that I had the meat in the smoker for was 4 hours. And you certainly don't have to, but just for the sake of it being really even, at the 2 hour mark, I flip the jerky over, and that helps for it to dry really evenly. And then when I'm done, when that 4 hours is up, you remove the meat from the smoker and give it like 5-10 minutes on the cooling rack, so that it really cools down, and just helps it dry out a little bit more before you put it in a plastic bag. You don't want to put it in there too hot or too wet, because that'll I think that has to do with how long your meat stays fresh, your jerky. And So yeah, and then one thing I always do, again, just to keep your, you know, your station clean, or your island or countertop, whatever, is I have a sheet pan with wax paper underneath the cooling rack, and I kind of prop it on top, and that just sort of catches anything. And even after I take that meat that's been cooled down and put it in the bag, I ensure to leave the bag open for, you know, another half hour or an hour or so, and then put that into the fridge, and it'll last a few weeks. And also, you can put it in the freezer, making sure that if you do that, that you vacuum wrap the jerky. So just again to prevent frost and whatnot. And it's a great snack. You can use the same recipe I did with beef, with venison, and treat it the same. You know, trim all as much of all of the fuck grammar mistakes today. Of the fat and sinew. You really just want the clean meat. A little bit of fat's in there, you're fine, but making sure not to have your slices too much thicker than a quarter inch. And yeah, about 4 hours on the smoker, and it turned out just fantastic. And remember that one of the best things about making good food is sharing it. So take care of yourselves, share your good food, and have a great day. Take care. Bye, guys.